Hi, y'all. So before I ask my question, I want to clarify a point that y'all mentioned earlier. You said you don't believe in white privilege, correct?
Yeah, it's a myth. It doesn't exist.
Okay. So according to the Bureau of Prison Statistics from last month, 38.3%.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nanefia Scarlett. So today we are back again with another video from Charlie Kirk. He said race baiting leftists crushed by facts. Wow. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
Start off with my credentials since apparently they matter.
Oh, they definitely don't matter.
I'm an 8-year military veteran.
Okay.
I'm a college student. I'm a black woman.
Okay.
And I believe that white privilege fucking exists.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with that.
Thank you for your service.
And the reason why white privilege exists is because you guys refuse to acknowledge the history that put people in this position. You want to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist when white people had a fucking upper hand for 250 years to develop generational wealth, and that black people didn't get the right to fucking vote until the 60s, and you're going to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist?
So,
that sounds like it
first of
exists
all,
because you guys got the upper hand.
What's funny about that is blacks were doing better during
Why
that
do
time.
we always call people
no, because you
you
I'm
did.
black.
Can we just be black people? Can we just be like African Americans or something? Why are we
The
just
black
blacks?
community, how would you like it said? What makes you feel better on the inside?
Really, anything else other than what you're saying?
Tell me. I'll say how you want
Anything
it.
else
I'll package
other
it
than-
how you need it. Tell me what makes you feel
Literally anything else other than what you're saying.
Okay,
But please
anything
finish
else?
your point.
Why is that anything else, right? In the Jim Crow era, blacks were doing better. Economically, we're outpacing whites under the Jim Crow era than we were doing.
Let's
Than we are
see.
doing.
It
I'm not
probably
done.
has
Than
to
we
do
are
with
doing
the
today.
fact that we had our own communities before the fucking KKK came and burned them down.
The KKK were Democrats, but give me a second. So after $22 trillion of government handouts and a black president
After how many years of
8 years,
slavery
the black community
and
is worse
44
off
white
today than we
presidents,
were in the Jim
44
Crow era. How
white
is
male
that possible?
presidents,
Oh, I know, because they
97%
sold you your
white male
oppression and you
Congress.
bought it. So you're actually the reason why people like us can't do well, because they sold you our oppression and you bought it. Blacks were doing better under the Jim Crow
If you
era.
acknowledge the oppression of other people, we can heal from it.
No, we
but
can't.
if you want
No,
to
we
ignore
can't.
it, we
We
won't
can't.
have anything happen.
That's not how this works. Dialogue and acknowledging things doesn't make us suddenly rich.
Okay.
So there's a question I do want to ask, which I can't seem to get an answer. What can she not do in America that a white person can do? What opportunity? You served in the military. You've made good choices.
Yeah.
You're getting rewarded for them. You're going to live in the American middle class. What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Please.
The fact that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
Tell me one thing I said that's wrong, and don't use an argument from authority. Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
Don't
I'm
cite
arguing
your
from
credentials.
authority
I have
because
a
I'm telling
degree.
you my life experience.
That's not your life experience.
Name
That's a
one-
degree.
Really? I'm sorry. Did you
one
live my
thing-
life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That's
Name
a
one
degree.
thing
You're not smarter
that
than him
you
because you have a
can't do
degree. Just so you know
that
that.
I
That's a fallacy.
can't do.
That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole fucking dollar.
What?
Oh, really?
Oh my God.
You're trying to tell me in the
you're
military
working.
women aren't paid the same as men for equal work?
In the military, up until 2 years ago, women weren't even allowed to do most of the jobs that men
Answer the
can
question.
do.
You just said you couldn't make a dollar. You said you could not make a dollar. You served in the military, which
Not
is
to mention that people in the military actually get paid a bullshit wage, but we're not going to
All
talk
right,
about
guys, so
that.
now we're moving
Yeah,
over
let's
to
talk
now
about.
we're moving
That
on
has
to
no-
the-
Let's
nothing
talk
to do
about
with
for a
skin
second
color.
that you want to say that
What-
everyone in the military
what can I
gets
not
paid a
do?
shitty
It's a
wage,
feminist
so
lie.
that makes it
Radical
right.
feminist lie, and they also sell. There's so many different ways they sell you your oppression, and she has purchased all of them today. So right now we are on sexism, right? So she's saying that I can't make a full dollar. Yes, you can. If women stop
It's a
going
lie.
in,
I bet he got
I'm not
paid
done
more to be
speaking.
here than
I'm not
you
done
did.
Speaking, okay. If women stop going into career fields like fashion and Vogue and journalism,
psychology.
and we start going into fields like
Engineering.
engineering
Business.
and hard academics,
Finance.
we will make the exact same money that
If
men
not
make.
more.
The wage gap is a myth and
a
a
myth.
lie. It's a myth
Amen.
and a lie, okay?
Can I say?
It's actually a myth and a lie. I understand that you need to be oppressed, but you have just heard from 2 black people that haven't purchased their oppression from the Democrat Party. Respect that.
And what frustrates me is you served our country, which deserves to be applauded, and you have lived a life of a victor, and you have the gumption to tell me you're a victim without evidence. You were not able to cite one thing that you cannot do that I can do. If you make good choices, you will get those choices rewarded. And you brought zero evidence except an argument from an authority and an insult to my lack of a college degree, of which I am so proud of because I'm not indoctrinated because I didn't go to college. Thank you very much. For the next person.
Hi, y'all. So before I ask my question, I want to clarify a point that y'all mentioned earlier. You said you don't believe in white privilege, correct?
Yeah, it's a myth. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay. So according to the Bureau of Prison Statistics from last month, 38.3% of our current inmate population is black. But according to the 2020 census data, only 12.2% of our national population is black. So if you don't believe in white privilege, how do you explain this disparity?
So why are they in jail?
It has been this way for years, since the 90s.
No,
since before
why do people go to jail?
Why are black people in jail at higher rates than white people?
That's the question, right? Maybe because they
Yes.
commit more crimes than white people.
But that's not true.
It actually is.
They do. So every independent analysis shows that blacks have commit a disproportionate amount of crime. No one wants to say it out loud, but it's true.
Okay, let's
In
see.
fact, in New York, 52% of murders are committed by blacks, 40+% of arson, 60+% of drug deals. And so the question you should really be asking is what drives them to commit crimes? That's the question, right? The real question is, and maybe I can ask you, what percentage of blacks are raised with two parents in the home?
So actually, according to the Uniform Crime Report for 2019, black or African American individuals committed only about 1 million crimes, while white people committed about 4 million
Yeah,
crimes.
so,
Yeah, but that's
hold on.
proportion.
Yeah, how about the proportion?
There's a lot more white people than black people in the United
It's
States.
a 60% white country and a 14% black country. So you just proved my point. You literally, so basically that's a disproportionate amount of crime. It is.
But listen, I want to say, look, you are coming up here and you're asking a question, and that's not easy to do, first and foremost, no matter what. And I really appreciate your question in front of all these people. It's hard. So thank you for asking your question. But let me point out what you just did, and you didn't know that you did it. You switched from proportion to raw numbers.
That's right.
And you did that to make a point that you thought you were making, but you weren't. But look, your issue was that black Americans only make up 13% of the population, and yet they make up, I think you said, like 38% of the prison population. And then you switched to raw numbers because, so black people only make up 13% of the population, but they commit 40% of all homicides and 60% of all violent crime. Unfortunately, I don't think that's anything inherent in black Americans. That's not what I'm saying. That's just the fact. And what Charlie is saying is, look, we've got to look at why that is. So you're claiming that that disparity is inherent proof of discrimination. So would you also say the fact that there are fewer Asians in jail means that than white people, that there is discrimination against white people? No? Disparity isn't proof of discrimination is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So let me just throw, and Allie's exactly right. What percentage of blacks grow up with two parents in the home?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
less
have
than
it pulled up.
20%. That's why there's so many
Really?
blacks committing crimes and they're in jail. It's that simple. The death of the black family is why blacks are in jail higher than their population percentage. It's that simple.
May I see your criminology degree? Do you have one?
I'm sorry.
No,
Wait.
we've gotta, are you a
We gotta argue
biologist,
from an expert
Ketanji
thing.
Brown Jackson?
So, no, let me ask you a question. So do I need a criminology degree to be able to understand that 75% of blacks don't grow up with two parents?
To be well versed in it, I believe so.
Do you have one?
I don't, but I'm studying it.
Okay,
right
but
now.
you
Oh, she studied it.
But you did the same thing. You looked at a statistic, and he did the same thing. You
Look,
don't have a criminology
Have you
degree,
even taken a
neither does
criminology
he.
course? Have y'all
Hold on
taken
a second.
one?
You're doing an argument from authority, okay?
It's a fallacy.
So the laws of physics don't change whether or not you're a physicist, okay? The law of thermodynamics doesn't change whether or not you take a course on it. Answer the question. Why do blacks have a broken family versus a nuclear family, and does that translate to higher rates of crime?
Where is this
Do you
coming
admit that?
from? Because
Why is it that blacks don't have parents, though? Why?
Good question. We subsidize single motherhood in this country through the federal government of the United States. Great question. Now we're getting somewhere. Back in the 1960s, we put forward a program where black women married the government and broke up with the men they were with. Welfare state, Lyndon Baines Johnson, and that has contributed to blacks committing more crimes.
I believe institutionalized racism is your answer, but I don't believe I'm getting anywhere with y'all.
But no, just let me point something out. Did you know that it's not white Americans that have the lowest incarceration rate or the lowest rates of crime or the highest graduation rates or the highest median income? It's not white Americans. It's Asian Americans. They have the highest median income. They have the highest graduation rates. They have the most degrees. They have the lowest incarceration rates. And guess what? They also have the lowest single parenthood rates. Okay? So that is true across the board. It's not just black Americans. And unless you are willing to say that the reason why Asian Americans make more than white Americans or the reason why Asian Americans go to jail less than white Americans is because there is systemic institutional racism against white people in this country, then your argument against black people doesn't really work.
So let me ask you one thing. You said institutional racism. I got a black friend right up here. He's great. He's great. So let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. What can I do that he can't do?
What do you mean?
If institutional racism was real, what can I do that he can't do?
Well, you're less likely to get arrested.
I'm sorry. No, if we both commit a crime, he's going to get arrested and I'm not?
He could.
Wait, so we just went through this. Blacks commit a disproportionate amount of crime in this country because of broken families. So give me one law on the books. You said it's institutional. Give me a law anywhere that discriminates against blacks. Give me one law anywhere in America.
You want current or past?
How about right now?
Well, the fact that crack cocaine is criminalized more than regular cocaine.
No. If I deal crack cocaine, I'm getting arrested regardless of skin color. Give me a law.
White cocaine,
Give me a law anywhere that allows white people to commit crimes and get away with it, and blacks can't. Does that law exist?
Not anymore. But
because there's no institutional racism in America. The idea of institutional racism is laws on the books.
Just because it's not down on paper doesn't mean it's not real.
Okay, give us an example. Not just a disparity. Not just a disparity.
God isn't. You don't see God.
He's on paper. Read the Bible.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm getting nowhere with y'all, and y'all are not answering my question, so I'm going to end this Q&A right here. Thank you for your time.
Okay. We actually did answer her questions, but I do appreciate, even though she's got an attitude, I do appreciate her courage. I do. That is difficult. That's difficult to come up here and ask a question, but you can also do it respectfully.
But what bothered me about her, I'm glad she was there. She wasn't being honest. At least be honest, okay, and be willing to be corrected. Well, that was a fun fireworks show to end our time together, right?
Okay. I just wanted to real quick ask you, can you clarify your definition of critical race theory?
Yeah, Derek Bell's. So what he wrote in 1991, Intro to Critical Race Theory. What's in that book?
The whole book is your definition.
How about this? The one I used. Call everything racist till you control it.
Yeah. Oh, so wait, but then that literally means that critical race theory can mean basically anything you want it to, right?
Only if you're calling it racist till you control it. I mean, I'm defining critical race theory in the modern American context as that. We can go back to Herbert Marcuse, One-Dimensional Man, or Jacques Derrida, or Michel Foucault, but the most agreed upon academic theory is Intro to Critical Race Theory, 1991 by Derek Bell.
Yeah. Wait, but...
Are you familiar with that literature?
Well, yeah, I've read the book, but I don't remember anything about it. It was for, like, a college class. Like, let's be honest. Nobody remembers the books they read in college.
Sounds like a great value proposition to go to college.
No, it is. Trust me.
He's not lying, though.
But, but you didn't go to college, so I guess you wouldn't know.
Really?
It's true, I didn't.
So
let me ask you, though, does that mean that I'm not able to have this conversation with you? Because I actually remember the book and you didn't. You paid for it.
So, first of all, I didn't pay for it. There's these things called scholarships.
Oh, so somebody else paid for you not to remember the book that you were supposed to read. Oh, anyways, some wealthy donor or taxpayer paid for you to not remember the book.
Guy is so sarcastic.
I have a question. Who are your wealthy donors?
Many of them are in this room. Thank you guys for your wonderful support, by the way.
Interesting.
We have over 130,000 grassroots donors at Turning Point USA, 130,000. I think we have some people in the back that chip in $5, $10, $15. God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. We are a grassroots funded operation. But let me give you another example. I'll give you 5 things that critical race theory believes. Number 1, the notion that racism is ordinary and everywhere. Number 2, the idea of interest convergence, otherwise known as intersectionality. Number 3, the social construction of race, meaning that there is a social construction around race in our society. The 4, idea of storytelling and counter storytelling. Number 5 is that no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you do, you cannot remove racism from your society. Those are 5 pillars of critical race theory based on Derek Bell's Intro to Critical Race Theory. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, but like, okay, so let me stick with this. What do you think? Oh,
We'll edit that out.
my train. Oh, my bad. Wait, am I not allowed to?
It's not encouraged.
Oh, okay, sorry. What was the third point? My mind is dying.
The social construction of race?
The social construction of race. Do you not think that race is at least partially socially constructed?
Depends how you define it.
So, like, what defines where one race ends and where one race begins?
Depends who you're asking. I think race is completely and totally irrelevant. Do you think race is relevant?
No.
Okay, then why are we talking about race all the time, and why are we talking about critical race theory?
Well, you brought it up at first when you were doing your speech.
Right,
so,
remember I said it was a lie from the pit of hell that we should repudiate and stop talking about all the time? You're on scholarship?
Sorry, what?
Nothing, sorry, go ahead.
So, to answer your question, I don't think that race means anything, and I guess you don't either, right?
Yeah.
Right, so then why do you keep bringing up race whenever you're on or speaking on a stage? I am not speaking on a stage bringing up critical race theory. You are.
No.
So.
I'm bringing up how critical race theory destroys society and how we shouldn't talk about race all the time.
Okay, but you're bringing up race.
No, critical race theory, not race.
Okay, so what's the second word in that?
Yeah, it's race, but it's a theory of how to view race, of which is a mind virus pathogen destroying America, of which I said again, just to reemphasize for those in the back, we could replay the tape, we'd throw the red flag, we'll watch it over again. I said that what? Race means nothing. I care about your actions, your character, and most importantly, your soul. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
One thing I've realized about people is that I don't know her challenges or her experience there at the moment, but I feel like one thing we did a video about Candace teaching how to thrive as a black living in America or black America, how to thrive. And one thing I really did agree with her was like we should just free our mind from the media, the negativity, what happened in the past, and focus on the future. And want to work harder, be yourself, just work, do what you got to do what you do best, and get paid, and just go, move on. That was just by the way. But then here, I don't know the kind of experience this lady has, but I think she's hearts deep down. And for you to say you work as a military and you don't fucking get $1, really? Why? My question is, why don't they pay militaries in America, or they pay only white military men or white military people, and they leave the black military? That's my question. I don't know. Do they pay only the white and leave the blacks? Because why do you have to work and you don't fucking get $1? That was what she said. In some way, I think we should just free our mind. We should just forget about what happened in the past. What people don't really live your life because of others' challenges or what others are complaining about. Live your life because it's your life. Have control over your life. Just do what you gotta do. Now you said you are in the military, you are serving. Obviously they pay military people. So why don't you focus on your life and just free your mind, do what you gotta do, get paid, and just move on with life. if you live your life thinking about what happened in the past, the 60s, because the blacks, they were not voting the 60s, blacks were not voting the 60s, black were not getting paid this in the 60s, in the 90s, you will never move on. You will keep on draining, you will keep on getting stuck at one place. You blame everything happening in your life on racism, or you blame everything happening in your life on something. You just have to have positive energy, surround yourself with good people. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be black, or you don't have to be white to live in America. Obviously, for us, you are living, you are breathing, you are working, and you are getting paid. I'm sure, what is it again that you need to do, or what is it again that you need to you need to do to gain that privileges? Just be yourself. You don't have to be, you don't need to be treated special in America for you to feel good. Just do what you have to do. Just forget it. Do what you have to do. Work harder, and I think you'll be good to go, rather than always fighting on one thing. Because if something happens to your friend, if your friend shared an experience to you that I'm not getting paid, that is not you. That is not, maybe his or her own case is different. I saw this interview about this nurse. She's an African nurse, and she moved to US, and she's working. She was like, the kind of payments they pay blacks there are different from how they pay the whites there. So I understand that sometimes some people's situations are not the same as yours. The fact that someone, you need to just do what you got to do. I hear people talking about them getting paid lesser compared to the whites, even especially when it comes to the health facility. They complaining. I don't know how true it is. I wish to know the truth behind this, because if that is true, then it's very bad, because they both work. We all work the same hours, the same shifts. You don't work more shift than me, and me getting paid lesser than you. I think that is basically not fair. So I want to know how true. If someone is really experiencing this kind of thing, I really want to know in the comment section, because it's literally not fair for us to work in the same shifts and you getting paid more than me. It's literally not fair. I don't know the situation that will make this happen, but if it's actually happened, then it's not fair. It's not fair. But I think you don't need to be white to experience certain privilege, and yeah, so we should just try do our best, do what we gotta do. And if you have any experience of you getting lesser privilege than someone because of the race, to let me know, because I really want to know what other people think. That is the main reason why I basically check this type of video. I just want to know what people really think. The kind of experience others have, and the kind of perspective people also have in their life. So let me know what you think about this video. You think indeed white privilege really exists, or it doesn't? Let me know in the comment section. If you want me to check out more of this video, to let me know in the comment section. If you are new to my channel, to welcome, and don't forget to click on the subscription button for more notifications. Thanks for watching.